Guys, this is Dragon here in the Dragon cabin, and I wanted to make a quick video showing you guys my favorite and most useful knots that you can know for tying things together, tying things up in a tree, tying guy lines for an antenna pole. You know, when you know the basic knots, you could really get creative with building things and making things, and it'll just help you overall in life too to be useful. If you break these out, you know, you can impress your friends. So the first one that I probably use more than any other knot is going to be the pole knot. So I'll usually wrap the rope around something and then just bring a loop through. And so that's pretty strong by itself, but sometimes I'll do a second loop with the excess pull string, and that really makes it strong enough to, you know, you could hang your hammock off of this line on a tree and it would still hold up, and then when you want to take it down, you just pull that rope and it comes free. So you could use that in like hammocking, rappelling, setting up your tent, things like that. So that's definitely the one that I probably use more than any other knot. It's just one of my personal favorites because it makes taking things down so much quicker. You know, if you're not trying to fiddle with a really tight, you know, double half hitch or whatever. But if you want just a permanent knot that's going to be really strong, you want to do a double half hitch, which is going to look something like this. And the cool thing about the double half hitch is that it can slide when it's not too tight, and it's also just very strong. It's very unlikely that that knot will ever come undone. You know, the rope will probably break before that knot will come undone. And there's also you know, if you just feel like that's not strong enough, you could do the triple half hitch, which is going to be even stronger. You just do 3 half hitches instead of 2. And so that is what that one looks like, and then you kind of tighten it up, and it also slides, but it's just got the added strength of that 3rd half hitch. So that's probably the strongest knot that I know. You know, I've used this one to fasten rope to like a grappling hook before for scaling buildings and cliffs and things. So it's super strong. And so as long as we're talking about climbing things, it's good to know the Alpine Butterfly. This is where if you have a very long stretch of rope and you need a point to attach like a carabiner or something in the middle of the rope, you know, you don't want to pull 50 feet of rope through a loop. So you're gonna make 2 passes around your hand, and then you're gonna pull the middle rope through the middle, and you'll end up with this beautiful Alpine Butterfly loop, and you can fasten into that. You know, you could do 5 of them along a rope if you were ice climbing and you needed 5 people to tie into a really long rope. You don't want to sit there and pull the rope through, so that just gives you a really quick hitch point on a rope, and it comes undone just as easily. So let me see, that's 3 that we've got so far. So the Bowline is, I do a lot of sailing, so I guess I would call it a bowline because it's the line that goes on your bow of your boat. It's a very useful knot for having a hitch very strong at the end of the rope. So another thing you can do, you can add a bowline or an Alpine Butterfly in the middle of your rope, and then you could do what's called the trucker's hitch, which is basically kind of a replacement for a ratchet strap. So now that I've added a loop in the middle, you know, let's say you were tying something down on the top of your car, you can run the rope through it a second time and it kind of makes a pulley, so you can get twice as much pull on that rope and get it twice as tight. And then I would probably tie a pull knot a double pull knot at the end of this so that I can tie it off, and rope will be super tight. So if you're tying down cargo on your roof rack, tying down a canoe or something, the trucker's hitch can really come in handy. And yeah, you can use the Alpine Butterfly for long ropes, or you can use a Bowline if it's a shorter rope. I like the double Fisherman's knot. I'll use that on like necklaces and things, so you can tighten up the necklace and loosen it to get it off. And to do that one, it's kind of been a while, but you want to take your 2 strands of rope, and then you make kind of 2 loops around the rope, and then you run the end of the rope through the 2 loops, and you get kind of this little crossed X shape. And now that will slide up and down this part of the rope, and then you do the same thing on the other side. So you make 2 loops, and then you run the rope through the 2 loops. Need to re-burn into this rope. So that's the double Fisherman's knot, and you see it slides together, or you can slide it all the way open, so you just have a variable kind of loop, and this will fit nice around your neck, but then when you want to take your necklace off, I'm sure it has other uses, but that's kind of all I've used it for. So that's the double Fisherman's knot, super useful. And of course you probably know about, just your basic pull through. If you have a loop, it's kind of like for attaching luggage tags, or a lanyard on your phone. That one comes in handy. It's really basic. There's a way of tying this without having the loop. You can tie it just with a single piece of rope, but it just is a lot easier if you have a loop pre-made. Yeah, so I would probably add the figure 8 knot to that list. That's kind of like the normal pretzel knot, but you add a loop around the rope, and then when you're done, you get this figure 8 shape. And I'll do that at the end of a rope, just to stop it from slipping through another knot. Like if I had a bowline or something here, then this will just make absolutely sure that that knot never comes undone, because the figure 8 knot cannot slip through this other knot. So that just adds another layer of security. It's a good thing to add in there. It'll stop your rope from fraying as well. All right, so I think that's all the knots that I use kind of on a regular basis. I'm sure there's some other fancy ones, but those are the most useful ones that I know, and they get me through life pretty well. So I wanted to share those with you, and hope they help you with your life. So awesome. I'll talk to you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe for more survival, outdoors, hiking content, and I'll see you next time.